Okay, we've got some side quests to do. Companion quests, I mean, not side quests. So those three are all main, plus he has a side quest. Lane has a side companion quest. Lifting the Shroud.
Have you ever felt like you couldn't trust the people around you?
A few times. But I try my hardest to rebuild that trust when it crumbles. Some people haven't shown they deserve that effort, so they don't get it. Is there something that's putting you on edge?
It's Sev, and how he was collaborating with the Eye behind our backs.
Oh? I can understand, but you didn't exactly seem blown away by the revelation.
I didn't have time to process it. I have now, and the more I think about it, the more upset I feel. Logically, I understand the situation. I can trace the weave of circumstance that forced his hand and led to his deception. I know he had no choice, and I've even forgiven him. I said the words to his face, so why am I still so angry?
That's a tough one.
It reminded me again of Udea. Will the fear and the manipulation follow me forever? Will it taint everything? The secrets, the lies, the subterfuge. The Maida may seem a balmy paradise, but in reality, it is a toxic swamp. Every fiber of my being is screaming at the prospect of having my life ruined by this again.
All right. It's clear that sitting around base camp chewing on this isn't doing you any good. You need a distraction.
Possibly. What did you have in mind?
The Axel must be overwhelmed right now. Let's find something to help her with.
I'm amenable to this. Shall I let you ask her, or...?
Oh no. You're coming with me.
I suppose it'd be good to catch up with her, and I'll meet you at Cassidy's Hold, then. See you soon.
In the Shroud. Silver Shroud. Consult with the Axle at Caston's Hold. Lane's been struggling with the fact that Sev was part of a secret order, and was being manipulated by the Eye. Told me that they were having a rough time getting past it. I didn't know how I could help, so I suggested that we try and find a distraction. The Axle is surely inundated. Because it's like, I know the words, but when you see them on written down, I don't know why they trip me up so much, because no one writes this word. It's a word no one ever uses. Inundated with work now that Kenrick Stanild has been impeached. So I'm going to take Lane to meet her in Caston's Hold to see if there's anything we can help with. Just like to throw big words in here. But again, no one uses. Got anything to say about this, Sev? Oh. What? So you like getting up at night? Because every time during the day I go to pet you, you're sleeping and I wake you up. So I'll remember that and I'll stop waking you up.
Bryn and Lane, to what do I owe the pleasure?
We're hoping that there's something you can help us with. Or rather, we're hoping that there's something we can help you with.
I'm not sure I follow.
I've been at a loose end, gnawing on painful thoughts, only growing more despondent in the process.
Huh.
So we're here to focus on problems that are a little more tangible. What can we help you with?
That is very kind of you. I've had a great deal of difficulty keeping on top of things.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
We're here to help. Like I said.
Right. I've got a petition from the scouts here somewhere. Let me find it. Arakim has been nagging me about accessing the Archon's Hearth. Its stores of raw material could busy our Forge Masters for months. Now that I'm technically in charge, I'm loath to follow Kenrick's lead in recklessly sending the scouts into dangerous situations. What I'm lacking to make that call is intelligence on the Archon's hearth. Our documentation is decades out of date.
I'm not really the adventuring type.
Leave that to me. Just this once.
Yes. That makes more sense.
So, you can compile the report based on what you see on the scry, while I'm exploring the Archon's hearth.
Perhaps we can acquaint ourselves better too, Lane. I should very much like to hear what you've learnt about the Enclave during your visit.
It would be my pleasure to share my findings.
Then it's settled. Come find me when you have a moment, and we can pool our knowledge. Bryn, if you wouldn't mind completing this task expediently.
I'll see what I can do.
I would mind. Is Lane here? No. Feels like Lane should have stayed here to watch on the scry. And I guess Lane's gonna watch on my scry. Miasma and a stricken earth. Hold on. It's just literally collect fragments. Okay. So I don't know where I'm starting at. Guess I'm just running around until I find the right amount of fragments.
Right. Let's see what else we can learn here.
This one's gonna be a little annoying because it's literally just run around and hope I can find data. Because it won't mark it on my map. Gonna find data I don't already have. Already gone up there? I don't remember. Because I don't know how long this is. Like how many I need. I can't sit here and fight all these creatures. It's just gonna be a time waste. So if they're easy to kill, sure. If they're not easy to kill, I gotta just move on. Go up there? I don't know if I did. Be a good place to check. How many am I missing? Does it tell me that? I have 7 of 21. Oh, I rolled. Hey! Brent, what are you doing? Okay. Oh! Oh, you already got over here. I didn't think you were that quick. wrong. I need you to go the other way. I need to climb up there. Okay, got some fractured greaves, apparently. Oh, those are right here. I mean, obviously, if you saw me go through the hole, you know where they're at. Or just drop frame. That's great. I really wish I knew how many I needed to collect. Something over here. Tendinous fiber?
I think that's all the information the Axel will need on the Archon's hearth.
One piece. Okay. So I don't know how many I needed to collect. But I collected one. Bryn! Climb that! I don't want to waste time on enemies that require things, right? Like, if I have to damage it and then do other damage, that's too much to care about at the moment. Okay, here's another thing. I just don't want this to be just grabbing one thing of data. So I was looking for another one, because then it's not as boring. Shaped growth. Coral seemingly encouraged onto this device. I don't know, I just feel like it was supposed to be 5, but because I already had 7... Run from me. See how that enemy? I didn't have to do a bunch of crazy shit. I could just kill it. That's what I want. Coral samples. Samples of coral carefully sorted and stored, labeled Living Flame, Winter's Tide, and so on. Okay. I can just find 2 more. you're not one of mine, obviously, because I never summoned him. No! Stop running from me. Easier if this entire place wasn't covered in poisonous gas. No, guess fuck off. Excuse me. Come on. Get here. Come here. No. Okay. Did you die, or still gotta fight you? I don't hear you anymore, so I'm guessing you died. Well, I guess I found enough to go ahead and get going. Hi. You fuck right off. Man, you thought you were gonna do some frost damage. I want to see what was up here. Looks like nothing.
The prodigious expanse. What have you?
Yeah, you said that in a different video as well. Think you're talking about a different location that's above the location I'm at. Alright, let's go ahead and get going. Because I don't think I'm going to find any other ones here.
Black knuckles in the cauldron area smells inconvenient. Smiths could channel the hot gases.
Thanks for that information. There we go. Of course. Why is this guy so useless now? Literally. Before the patch, he did stuff. Look at him. He just stands there and gets wailed on. So that it was not worth the effort of killing the enemy to get him if he doesn't do anything. While you're burning to death. A valiant stand. The sword? The debris of combat. Some brave souls held the line until the path was sealed. There we go. Now I feel like I'm good to move on. Even though I don't think I got 5. I think I got 4. But it's still better than 2 or 3. Consult with the Axle to share information about Archon's Hearth. Also, this mission's probably going to be longer than just this. None of them are ever one trip. So I should have just left after I got that first information. But I don't... It just felt wrong to only get one piece of data and leave. Oh, I always have to head back. Wish it would have given me a number, like collect 5. Now, before we go to Lane, we'll go back to the Axle. No, watch, I'm gonna get there and the Axle's gonna say, "Can you get more data? Can you go and get more data?" And then I've already picked them up. There's still more there, but if that's the case, I wouldn't have grabbed more than one.
You'd never guess it, but the Archon's Hearth is a very hot and dangerous place.
Any further revelations, Lane?
She's not wrong.
Seems that you're beginning to perk up, Doorkeeper.
Our conversations are taking my mind off things, I'll admit.
I'm glad to hear it. Bryn, the effort you've put into this will greatly improve the safety of the Scouts' expeditions. Can you elaborate on what you saw in the Foundry?
I could talk about a half-built arc, talk about the heat, or I can describe the coral. So this is about the Scouts, right? So the Scouts would want to know about the heat. The Scouts would want to know about the coral. The half-built arc will mean nothing to them because it's not a threat.
The most interesting part was where they grew the coral. I could feel the magic running through it.
It is a reminder that there are still lost secrets to be found.
Exactly.
Oh, I could tell everything. Okay. The heat.
Well, it was only one area that was particularly hot, but all of it was dangerous.
I assume you refer to the Arcane Foundry then?
Yeah. It was on another level to what you've got here at the Hold, or what we have at camp. I can't imagine how many Archon parts they produced per day.
And there is incomplete work.
While exploring where the Arcs were assembled, I couldn't help but imagine how busy it must have been back before the Surge. Archons seem big when I'm fighting them, but the scale feels totally different when they're attached to a scaffold.
Fascinating.
I guess that's enough.
Anyway, there's lots going on in there. Do you think it's safe enough to send in the scouts?
Not quite. I still have grave concerns about the fluctuating heat levels.
I believe I may have a solution for that. A potion that will maintain your body temperature even in the hottest conditions. I don't quite have the equipment to make it yet, but the knowledge is there.
That's wonderful news. That said, I would like a demonstration to be sure they work.
A fair stipulation. Some sort of combat encounter in the Archon's hearth under the hottest possible conditions. Fighting an Archon that relies on fire magic would be ideal to demonstrate the potion's efficacy.
You know I'm always up for a challenge.
I have no doubt in your abilities after what I've witnessed you achieve.
Well then, I'll be back once I've felled a mighty construct.
That's why it changed.
You must be thinking of running after these emergency measures are finished.
I assure you, I am not thinking of much beyond what fresh crisis the next hour holds.
Yeah, so typically what happens is whatever it chooses to be at a location is going to be the same one that stays there for 24 hours unless you kill it. It wasn't a forge it wasn't clear. It was a miasma and it was a stricken earth. And then I noticed it changed, but it's not supposed to change. So it changed because the quest forced in a fire one. How do I use potions? I've been wondering that this entire game. Is it gonna teach me how? Because it has never showed me how. It told me I unlocked them, but it didn't tell me how to use them. These are just my magical spells. These are weapons. Resistance files. Yeah, it doesn't tell me how to use it. I got these a long time ago, and it has never told me how to use it. It's down on the D-pad. Well, it would have been nice to tell me that. I've made it this far in the game without ever... Also, why did it not choose a heat wave? Why did it choose... Why did it choose a clear weather? Wait. I use a cold one, right? No. I use a fire one? It feels like, logically, I would use the blue one in the hot area and the red one in the cold area? But no. Okay. Hey, buddy. The thing about the ones that you meet down here, they're much weaker. They just hit harder. That, or because it's later in the game, I'm just stronger. But it feels like they're far weaker than the other guys. Oh. And if you want to know how to harvest it, I wasn't planning on harvesting it. I was just gonna kill it. Have to. It's so loud, even when I turn all of the things down. It's so loud. Every video game is like this. It's down to 70s, and it's just blasting in my ears. And then I look over at my recording, and it's blasting in the recording. So I'm just gonna mute the game audio real fast so I can explain to you. If you want to harvest it, and you haven't already learned, it has a pauldron on its shoulder that you need to cut off. And it enters overheating mode, which is right now. While it is overheating, you have to wait. Well, after you've released its shoulder pauldron. Okay, and I just fall back down to the ground. After its shoulder thing is released and you've got it overheating, you then have to wait until it slams the ground with the hammer 3 times. And then the hammer is going to not decompress, but it's going to release the steam inside. Oh, when it's doing this, right? And then the hammer is going to have these things come out, these little cores. You then have to break them. There's 4 of them. They do regenerate if you take too long. And of course, Bryn just wants to be a ninja. But there you go. That's all you do. Get the shoulder pauldron open, get it below half health, break the cores on the hammer, and the strand will be released. Just because I don't know if the video that I have about fighting these things. Oh, come on. It will be up by the time this one's out. Yeah, I just don't have the patience to actually harvest it. It's just a huge time sink. If you've killed the Ark of the Tide, the Winter's Tide, and have this armor, it's really great because you take no damage until it breaks. So But it also won't regenerate magic while you have it active. But being able to just avoid hits is so good. Plus, he can't shake you off while you're in it because you're basically stabbing into his skin. Stand up so I can hit pieces of your body? Oh, come on. I thought he was switching hands with the hammer. Is it gonna not give it to me because I wasn't under the effect the whole time? It is. It's not gonna give it to me because I wasn't under the effect the whole time. That means I have to leave and come back. I have to kill it while I'm under the... That's so stupid. Because it doesn't last that long. It's faster to kill this thing than to harvest it, which is why I didn't bother trying to harvest it. And now you're telling me I can't just kill it. I gotta leave and come back. Well, I gotta leave. No, I don't know. It's just so dumb. A fiery arc doesn't necessarily have to be a big arc. It just has to be an arc, a fire arc. Can I kill... Can I kill a little fire arc? Would that count? Failed prototype. Specified rapid quench and scalable for want seat. We can help. What? So I couldn't really read it because I was running from enemies, because now I'm a little annoyed that I have to be under the effect the entire time. So I have to run back and run here again. Players love when they have to do that. No! No! I have zero patience for you. I'm leaving, because I have to go back and then return. That's... Oh my god, is that stupid. At least give me an arc of the living flame. One that I can easily take down. Yes, there we go. Because then he's much easier to get done. Because there's no time waiting. There's no waiting for... Like, I have to wait for the stupid forge guy to get angry. Then I have to wait for him to slam his hammer 3 times on the ground. It's way too much stuff that I just don't have patience for. That's why I don't fight the big arcs, because they take too long. this guy, yes, he's a bit easier. So he has things on him. 2 on his legs, 1 on his chest, 1 on his staff. Does he have 1 on his arm? I think he has 1 on this arm right here. And you gotta break those open. Just so much faster, right? You just come here? This is just why I don't waste time on these arcs. It takes so long. And then you just get launched for no reason. What are you climbing on, Bryn? Okay. I gotta get him below half health. I'm not gonna bother popping a vial until I have his core open. Grab, or am I good to do stuff? I really wish I could see and Bryn would not be just climbing on things I don't want to climb on. Bryn, please. Why are you doing that? Bryn, come on. Oh my god. And now I'm back on the ground. And I don't have stamina to do anything. Bryn. Why are you climbing? I can't see anything! No, don't climb onto his arm! Go where I am telling you to go. There we are. Okay. And I'm back onto the ground. Loving that. Oh, I grabbed his hand so that I could just climb him. He's below half, I think, so this should be fine. said something, I couldn't hear it because obviously the audio just every game does that. It just ignores me turning things down, and it just still blasts. And it's not just my headphones, because I look over at my recording and it's still at full blast. Am I going the right way? Yeah, if you do this, try to get an Ark of the Living Flame. So much easier to fight. I mean, I guess if you don't have like a time crunch, you can do whichever one you want. Because I'm recording a video, I don't want this to take forever, even though it did anyways, because I had to fight 2 arcs. But yeah, killing the Ark of the Forged, it just takes too long. I don't like waiting for my enemies. I like fighting my enemies. So when they throw me off of them, it's really annoying. When they run from me, it's even more annoying. Hey, now I learned how to use the potions near the end of the game. Guessing. Oh, I still honestly have no clue.
Oh, Bryn, how did it go?
It worked amazingly. In fact, I was almost too cold.
Oh, I must have prepared it incorrectly. Perhaps too much stirring.
I'm kidding, Lane. It was perfect.
Ah, your elevated wit eludes me once again.
If you two are done messing around, it's excellent to hear that the potions worked. Lane, what sort of quantities can we produce for the scouts?
As much as you need. It's not hard to make.
That's very good news. I wonder why the Eye never explored this as an option.
I would assume the reason sits somewhere between lack of care and gross negligence. Speaking of the Eye, Bryn, the Axel and I had a chance to sit and talk for a while. Would you believe that she isn't his biggest fan either?
There were some subtle context clues that tipped me off.
We were indeed not very cordial with each other at the best of times.
In particular, the way he kept secrets rubbed us both the wrong way. We found ourselves in agreement that any new government here should be built on a foundation of trust and respect.
A foundation that will only be built if we secure our survival. Lane and I don't agree on everything, but it was good to sit and speak with someone who understands the nature of the work I'm doing.
It's not every day that one has the privilege of watching a new order emerge.
Perhaps you will be here to document it.
I should like that very much. The story of a new enclave should be made available to all. Every detail, out in the light. I'm struck with inspiration. I need to return to base camp and get started on my history. To be here as it's being written. To be the one writing it. Oh, what a privilege.
Oh, they're gone. Do they always do that?
Yes, that's a fairly frequent occurrence.
Well, with my mind at ease, for now, at least, I will thank you and bid you farewell. My list of petitions is smaller by 1 at the moment.
We're here to help. Talk later.
That completes lifting the Shroud. No talk from you? No talk from either of you? Lane will probably have talk. Even if they don't, I have lore to drop off. Or I guess just one lore to drop off? I picked up a bunch of things. Okay.